Marshall Mathers the fourth here. This will be the last video I ever do on this sort of topic, which is the fact that I wish I would have been raised in the hood. And of course this will be part 3 in the final video that I do on this. And to start it out, I just want to talk about the fact that the kind and type of environment and the lifestyle that I was born and raised in, unfortunately, did more harm and more damage than ever than it did any amount of good at all. Because I mean, look at me. As of 2019, almost 2020, at almost the age of 23, I am jobless. I'm an incel. I'm almost a 23-year-old virgin. I have no friends. At least no friends in real life, in person, that I can talk to face to face. All of my friends are online. I have no job, and never did have one. I don't have a license yet, even though I am working on getting one, and better late than never, but still, it's late. It's much later than most people would have gotten their license, and I totally regret that. And I'm absolutely ashamed and guilty and humiliated that I did not at least get my driver's license in my teens that most people would have. Something that's just so common and normal. And I don't have my own place, even if that just be in an apartment. Not even that. I didn't move out at 18. And I just don't have any community of any sort or kind. And I'm just I'm a straight up pathetic, pitiful loser in a lowlife. And just in failure and just an absolute fucking screw up. And I am absolutely upset and disappointed in myself, and I can't help but compare myself and my life to those of others. I always fail to not compare myself to other people and what they have, whether that be the environment they were raised in, what they had growing up, or whatever. I just fail to not do that. I can't help but to do that. It's like I'm addicted to comparing myself to others, regardless of their race, regardless of where they live, regardless of what they have. I just can't help it. But anyway, I mean, the thing about my environment, the thing about the lifestyle that I was raised in and that I was pretty much born in, my dad was not concerned really about anything or teaching me really anything about being a man or manly or masculine or whatever, things that would have benefited me and helped me in the long run, and valuable things that he obviously could have taught me, as well as his 2 other sons. But no, he was concerned more about just the fact that if I'm going to be a hardcore religious Christian like he is and like my mom is, that's really his only concern. That's what his main concern was. And you know, to be honest, I don't want to judge him. I don't want to blame him, because he didn't really have parents himself growing up. I mean, he did, but they were both working all the time. That's the thing. They were so fucking busy. They spent like no fucking time with them. They hardly talked to him or interacted with him, for that matter. And I mean, it's crazy and it's pretty fucking tragic, but I can see why he wasn't really ready to be a dad anyway. And that's why I feel like, well, one of the main reasons why I feel like being born and raised in the hood, at least for me, would have been better, just all around overall. Because being raised in such a place, being raised in that particular environment, does in fact teach you valuable things. And regardless if you're a guy or a girl even, it teaches you how to be strong, tough, both physically, mentally, and emotionally. And it also teaches you valuable things in life for you to take on, such as always watch your back, always be cautious and aware of your surroundings, always be alert, stand up for yourself, be a fighter. And, you know, if anything, I feel like it would probably be better even in little things such as learning how to be confident and to have self-esteem, learning how to be fucking motivated or whatnot. And I mean, I think it's at least possible that if I would have had the chance and opportunity to have been raised in the hood, that I may have gotten a job. And hell, maybe I would have even stayed in school. I don't know. If I would have gotten along more so with those people than people of my own race and ethnicity, then I probably would have. And if I didn't get picked on and bullied as much, but I probably would have gotten picked on and bullied more. But if that would have been the case, obviously, eventually, I would have learned still how to be more strong and tough. I would have learned how to fight from either someone or somewhere. And, I mean, obviously, I would have to learn these things if I would want to survive in such a place, in such an environment and lifestyle. I would have to learn these things. Otherwise, I would get robbed, beat up, and killed. And that goes for anyone who lives in such a place and who has that experience. And, you know, but knowing my parents, they would have never even risked raising any of their kids in such a place. They would not want to, because not only are they white people, as are all their kids, but they're hardcore religious Christians. And knowing those two things, it only makes sense, and including the fact that they've had a total of 8 kids, it only makes sense and is understandable that they would want the most calm, peaceful, normal, well-protected, and sheltered environment and lifestyle to raise their kids in. I hated it, but at the same time, I understand it, and I think it makes sense. Again, knowing what kind of people they are, which I obviously do, being one of their offsprings, one of their sons, their oldest son for that matter. And I get it. But obviously I still hated it, and it still, like I said, did more harm and damage and hurt me more than if I would have had the chance and opportunity and experience to have been raised in the hood. And if I would have been raised in the hood, I think that I may have gotten a job, like I said before, and if I did, I would obviously just do something simple, like work at a fast food restaurant, work at a grocery store, movie rental store, or something like that. Just something simple, just so that I could get on my feet and start making money, have my own income and money source that would be coming in, so I would not have to be so fucking dependent on my fucking parents as I am now at the age of almost 23, and I am embarrassed about that, ashamed of that, and humiliated about that, and I am obviously guilty of that, and I am not fucking proud of that shit whatsoever. That at almost the age of 23, I'm still as dependent on my parents as I am. It disgusts me. It makes me sick to my stomach that I didn't have, say, a much more harder and difficult environment to have experienced since I was a baby or a fucking kid up until now. I'm just saying it how I personally feel. And I probably would have been more outgoing. I think it's also possible I would have been more confident and had self-esteem. Just maybe. At least. It's possible. At least if I would have been raised in a different environment. A completely different environment, for that matter, instead of the one that I was actually raised in. And, you know, one great thing about the hood, anyways, regardless of who you are or what you believe and think, there are so many opportunities because the hood is in the city or in the cities. And in cities there are a fuck ton of jobs. There are just so many never-ending amounts of opportunities. So, I mean, it would just be crazy if you weren't able to get a job living in such a place. I mean, even as dangerous as it is and violent, I mean, at least there's still some normal shit even in it, such as jobs, opportunities, chances to make your life better. And you know what, when you get older, and if you, I don't know, get married to someone and start having kids and perhaps want to have a safer environment for them to be raised in, then you can maybe move to a different state or city or some shit like that, so that your kids don't have to experience the same environment, same lifestyle. Because obviously no normal parent would obviously want to ever allow their children to experience such a place. But I guess that's another reason why my parents never even wanted to. And plus, they're not fascinated and interested in that environment anyway. They're not for it. They don't support it. They're not in love with it. And unless they had some sort of, like I said, interest, fascination, or strong, powerful desire in, like, connection to that environment, to that lifestyle, I don't think they would ever have wanted to even, like I said, raised any of their kids in, or wanted any of their kids to experience that. And it only makes sense too, because again, they're white. I mean, maybe if they were black people, as all their kids, including myself, and if they were maybe into, like, hip-hop rap and, like, crazy, insane, obsessed with that, and, like hip-hop rap was, like, their fucking religion instead of Christianity or some shit like that, then it's possible that I would have had a different outcome, and I probably would have experienced that sort of lifestyle. Maybe then, if that would have been the case. But obviously it wasn't. And clearly. And, you know, I mean, I didn't learn any valuable things in life lessons and whatever in my family and in the lifestyle and environment that I was raised in, because obviously knowing the kind and type of environment and lifestyle that I was brought up in, raised in, whatever the fuck you want to call it, all that shit would have been unnecessary and pointless to know. such as to be cautious and well aware of your surroundings, to always be alert, to hold your own, to stick up for yourself, to be a fighter, and to defend yourself, and to also protect yourself, and to be strong and tough, and all that other shit. Regardless if you're a guy or a girl. But if you don't ever have to experience that environment or lifestyle again, all that shit is unnecessary and pointless to know. And, you know, you probably won't be taught anything if you're raised in such a soft, calm, peaceful, normal environment. That's just the kind of person you're going to be when you grow up. Even when you become an adult, you're going to become soft. You're going to be weak, physically, emotionally, and mentally, which I, in fact, am. And so, obviously, I would have to be a complete idiot if I myself were to, say, even risk living. And I just mean living in the hood. I don't even really mean being a gangster or whatever, or partaking in that sort of lifestyle or environment myself, but just simply living there. I would probably be robbed, beat up, and killed within seconds or minutes at the most upon arriving in such a place. And what's sad in a funny way is I'm not even used to city life. And I mean, when I say city, I mean big fucking cities. Like Chicago, Grand Rapids, Detroit. Like big fucking cities. I am not used to. And if I were to try to move out and move to those places and try to see how that would be and how that would be like or whatever, I mean, it would have probably a massive effect on me. It would probably mess me the fuck up because I would not be used to it at all. Knowing that I have never had to experience such a lifestyle or environment myself, unfortunately. And I'd probably get killed. I mean, I'm just gonna say it. I'd probably get killed. Because I don't know any valuable things to watch out for myself. I don't know how to watch my back. I don't know how to be cautious and well aware of my surroundings. I don't know how to be alert. I don't know how to be strong or tough. I don't know how to hold my own. I don't know how to defend myself. I don't know how to stick up for myself or any of that fucking shit. At all. And it pains me to even say it. Honestly, it does. And, I mean, I just feel like I missed out on an interesting experience either way. And how it would have been differently than the kind and type of environment and in lifestyle that I was raised in instead. And actually. And obviously I can wish all I want that I would have had a different experience growing up, but that obviously is not going to change the reality of things and the fact that I didn't. And I can't turn back the fucking hands of time as much as I wish I could. I can't go back in time. I can't time travel or anything like that to have given myself the lifestyle that I would have much rather preferred and wanted and craved and desired, other than or instead of the life that I had, on the other hand. And, you know, I don't know. I mean, I'm a fucking incel. I am a pathetic, worthless pitiful lowlife. Loser, failure, screw up, and a fucking incel to the fullest possible extent. And that's just how I fucking feel. Always looking at other people's lives, always looking at what they have, where they live, and shit like that, and just wishing I could have had that instead of the environment that I had. I don't know if any one of you can possibly understand or get what I'm going through or what I'm trying to say. I don't know if any of it makes sense. If you don't know how it is yourself. And, you know, I know at the same time, I guess I'm more privileged than anyone who is unfortunate to be raised and brought up in that lifestyle. But honestly, I envy them. I'm just going to say it flat out. I envy all those people who get to experience that. Because I feel like overall, and in the long run, it makes them a much better person than someone who is sheltered and protected and defended from like any and all evil in this world and doesn't have to experience or go through those hard fucking things. And I guess I'm more privileged in the way where, oh, I have clothes on my back and food on the table and a bed to sleep on and still live at my parents' house at almost the age of 23, but I am embarrassed, humiliated, and ashamed of all that fucking shit. I'm not proud of it at all. I fucking hate it. And I hardly even have food anyway because I have many food sensitivities, and I know my dad does not enjoy buying all this special food for me. I know it irritates him, and I would be too if I were him. And it's more so often that my younger siblings have food, as a matter of fact. But then when I do, they're annoyed as fuck with me because then I'm the one who has food and they don't. And I don't know, I'm just so upset and disappointed in myself, but let me know what you all think in the comment section below. I'm out.